1 to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche NBA, a celebration of the amazing Latin culture in this league and its fans all around the globe. A great tradition. We get to enjoy. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Well, it was the Chicago Bulls in their last game, a loss to Toronto.
And so it begins, taking control right up front.
Well, I like the effort. It always feels good to get on the board first.
Biombo, no luck.
And boy, when you think about what the Bulls were in the 90s, Jordan, Pippen, Grant, Robin, I mean, a group that could suffocate you on both ends.
And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Johnson. Pass to Biombo. Griffin grabs the board. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Second shot opportunity. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. Johnson left side. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defensive end.
Second chance shot. And Johnson puts it in.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
And that's a play they'll run over and over, fellas, as long as he keeps working.
Johnson with it. And Griffin picks him up defensively. Dismissed. 3-on-3. Bulls moving the ball around. Lobbed up there for Howard. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Now, this is the chemistry Howard has with his guys. Fantastic at realizing when to go for alley-oop. Cheap turnover. You got to make sure your target's ready for the pass before you let it go.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Terry Stotts, the head coach for the Blazers, he has earned the trust of this roster.
Yeah, if you talk to the players on his team, Kevin, they believe in the system that he runs. He is always willing to give players a chance to earn minutes and is up front with them. Playing under Stotts, you know that if you work hard and improve, he'll take notice and adjust the rotations accordingly.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And it's Leonard missing.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Johnson outside. Pass to Johnson. Over to the left wing. Back to Johnson. Down low. Zeller. You can't get that one. Good D by Howard. Here's Leonard. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Leonard's got his second bucket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Pass to Zeller. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson.
A high efficiency scorer. I mean, inside. I mean, Zeller with those great soft hands.
Ross with it. Shoots from 14. Green breaking loose. Lays it up and banks it in. Howard's got his second basket of the night.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Johnson. Kicks it out to Johnson. Offline with his three. And now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, the fast break champs.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Pass to Zeller. That's in. He's got two made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. Well, great leaping ability. Such an advantage in this game of basketball, Chris, when you think about the bigs who can control that kind of part of their game. Who comes to mind for you?
You have to go out there to look at that man, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, he dunks, it looks like a Nerf. He just throws it up there. The way that he gets up. How about Drummond? The way that he can get 20 rebounds in just a second. How quick he is in getting that second step and going back up. And I think of athletic big men. I think of Andre Drummond as one of the most athletic big men that I've ever seen in my time of playing basketball.
So both teams changing it up here. Curry from deep three-point land. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Plenty of space. And the basket by Blakeney. Blakeney's got his first 2 points of the night. And Curry, here we go. Hits the front of the rim and out.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
Pass to Zeller. For 3. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And it's 7 points for Tyler Zeller. Leonard. To the inside. And finished off by Jang.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. And finished off by Leonard.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Here's Lamb. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Johnson outside. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Curry, good.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Trailblazers trailed by 6. To the middle. Here's Zeller. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Defense recognizing the situation and getting right in his face once he got close to the bucket.
And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Chicago. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you what, when you allow them to speed up the tempo, there's a good chance you're going to fall behind.
Here's Johnson. Second shot opportunity. Count that one. Johnson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Trailblazers.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out. He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
Trailblazers trail by 6. Chris, you've played against the Blazers and in Portland so many times in your career. Explain the love the city has for this terrific team.
Well, Portland actually was my favorite arena to play in. I love the floor, the seats, the lighting there. I just love playing there. I mean, the city lives and dies with the Blazers. They have crazy, die-hard fans there in Rip City. I mean, very few teams have a devoted fan base as the Blazers do.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hood.
That's a good break. I mean, it's tough to connect on those long distance passes.
On the wing, Johnson. He has 6. And that one's good. Hammonds got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
That one good for 2. And that's now 10 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It goes on Devin Booker.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Dinwiddie. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Last season, they're trying to speed up the game, C-Web. Teams were given fewer timeouts. You think they achieved that goal?
Well, yeah, the new rules, 18 to 14 total timeouts. No more 20-second timeouts. All quarters have 2 mandatories. I think it does help speed up. And these are the greatest coaches in the world. They can adjust. They just need to know what the rules are. And I love the fast pace, the fast pitch count. Let's make sure that we keep the game in a way that fans love it, and we're not leaving any time out there on the floor. I think the coaches have made a great adjustment to it. And look, play on the East Coast is always going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical than the West. But I tell you what, it seems like it's speeding up the game on both sides, and that's something great for us fans.
Well said. 9 feet out. Esteban Lay. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Outside Leonard. Lobbed up there for Howard. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Dinwiddie. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside Griffin. Right side Leonard. Oh, and there's the... That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish. No. Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
Here's Johnson. He has 6. Pass to Biyombo. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Oh, man, yeah, he read it all the way. He got a jump on it. Very close.
Johnson gets the bucket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Howard, good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Bogdanovich has got 5.
Man, I'm a fan of that guy when he's shooting it from deep. Bogdanovich looks good every time it leaves his hands. And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And guys, Dwight Howard, a top 20 all-timer in rebounding, an 8-time All-Star center. Greg, really be a Hall of Famer someday, you think?
Oh, he's a lock to be a Hall of Famer when you look at those numbers. Not to mention a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And at his peak, one of the most impactful big men we've seen in the game.
Trailblazers trailed by 8. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Biyombo. Second shot opportunity. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound. Finishing strong on the putback. Now, the location of that assist was awesome. That was a sweet lead pass.
Johnson with it. And it's Howard picking him up. Outside, Bogdanovich. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Hey, you got to appreciate the determination that Bogdanovich showed there. When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to finish at the basket.
That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Pass to Howard. And he lays it straight in. Howard's got 8 points here in this quarter.
That lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really on the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%. And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Griffin's shot is off. It's tipped. Inside. And finished off by Jang.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Here's Lamb. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's Chicago leading by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Here's Johnson. He can't hit that time. Nice D from Griffin. The Bulls leading by 6. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Leonard. Pass to Howard. 6 to shoot. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. Trailblazers trail by 6. Johnson right side. Now here's Zeller. And a wide open look for Lamb. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. It's intercepted. And now here's Johnson, a fast break chance.
Well, he's an efficient scorer. Zeller knows the game and plays to his strengths. Well, Portland, as a franchise, they seem to be in a tough spot. I mean, they've had some bad luck with draft picks, and at the same time they lost some free agents to other organizations. I mean, they're too talented to go full rebuild, not with their stars, but they're still missing a piece or two from really being a danger in the West come playoff time.
Chris, for the Blazers, as you mentioned, you worry they'll continue to remain static in the West.
Yeah, I do, because they're too good to rebuild. And right now, you know, it seems like they're not an elite team and they're not a bad team. So how do you figure it out? And it reminds me a little bit of the Hawks about a decade ago. They were always a playoff threat, but never found that next stage. Hopefully the Blazers can shake things up to get them where they need to go.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And it's the Bulls with the ball. The Bulls leading by 6. And Ross with the slam.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
They haven't gotten their legs back. Just 1 for 4 to start the second half.
Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Jeez, maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
I don't know, but one thing I do know is that he'll hear about that shot during the next time out.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Portland moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Zeller. Back to Johnson. Here's Lamb. Portland no good that time either. Here's Chicago. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And what an athlete this guy is. Griffin making dunking look so easy.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
To the paint. A second chance effort. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And when Griffin is healthy, he's an effective player. A double-double threat who's tough to match up against.
And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
And here are the Bulls now. Leonard looking over the floor. Oh, Griffin in position. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Trailblazers trail by 13. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
He even knew he wasn't in good position. He tried to slide himself into a better spot. The official wasn't having it.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
You can't let Griffin get loose in the screen and roll. That's inviting trouble.
Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta, where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Pass to Johnson. To the middle. Looking for Bogdanovich, and he gets it there. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Bogdanovich has got 11 points.
And I like the commitment from Bogdanovic. Even when he gets knocked around, he stays focused on the rim.
Chicago calls timeout. There is one interesting stat for the Chicago Bulls, C-Webb, and they're still the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals.
Wow, that's just an amazing distinction. I mean, a testament to the clutch play of Jordan when they did make the finals, and a reminder of how hard it is just to get there.
A nice shot by Howard.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Out to White. No good on that one. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. .105 left in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and it's been a team game, a number of contributions. Guys staying focused. That's why the league continues to grow. That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You see, he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
And the turnover differential just not in their favor. That's one reason why they're struggling.
Chicago with the ball. They're on a 20-4 run right now. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Johnson. He's got 10. Ball stolen. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Chicago shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line. And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Here's Green. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
Well, I don't know what they talked about at halftime.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Pass to Scott. Back to Jang. That one doesn't drop. Great D that time from Johnson. When it comes to playing the role of villain in the eyes of many NBA fans, you know, you've got LeBron going to Miami, Durant leaving OKC, going to Golden State. C-Webb is having someone to root against good for the league. It seems to build some passion in sports for sure.
I mean, there can never be a hero without a villain. Sure. Even if that villain is temporary for one season. So one of the great things about the NBA is that our off season normally is just as exciting as the main season because of the trades and who's going where and the changing of allegiances, of alliances. I mean, so I definitely love all the movement. And you know, the great thing is you're never going to agree with what any player does 100% the whole time. So I love seeing the changes in the league and having someone to root against. I think it's good for the fan soul to have somebody that you can honestly root against.
That's fun.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, that's the shot they're looking for. A clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
Scott can't get it to go. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Outside Curry. Lobbed up there for Green. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And that is a shot that Green knocks down consistently. The defense has to try harder to contest him from there.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Bulls. Outside, Scott shoots the three. Hands it from downtown. Scott's got 5 points in the quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Curry on the wing. And Scott has it in the corner. Oh, good with the triple. And here are the Trailblazers now. Here's Dinwiddie. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Scott has it in the corner. And they will call over the back on the play. Last year, the NBA moved the trade deadline to before the All-Star break, C-Web. Did you like that decision?
It caused teams to make trade decisions much sooner, and I like that. But I don't like the fact that maybe if, let's say, I'm a fan of Utah Jazz, and you trade the player that we love so much, and he's an all-star, and I can't root for him as a Utah Jazz fan. So as a fan, it gets a little bit tricky because that's still my player, and I want to celebrate with this guy at the All-Star break, but maybe I can't. But I think that what it does is it makes the teams much more competitive because no longer can you sit back and wait and have the time you could before to think as much as you could. Now you have to make a decision on who your team is, the identity, and do you want to get better now or take the risk now? And I think it's put some teams on the hot seat, and I like seeing teams on the hot seat having to make decisions quickly.
Here's Howard. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
Not much else the defense can do. Howard is very skilled at converting this close to the bucket.
Pass to Blakeney. Off target with his 3.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
And he can't get the first one. One thing Blake Griffin's teammates, Chris, talk about is the leadership he brings the team.
This is a role he's comfortable in. A 5-time All-Star. He's a hard worker, mature. That's something every team needs.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Johnson goes in. Pass to Zeller. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Jump ball. And here are the Trailblazers now. Ross with the steal. Lobbed up there for Howard. Hammers the alley-oop through.
A little bit of a throwback evening for Howard. Has all of his moves working here tonight.
Shoots from the line. Tries again. Second chance shot. It doesn't go for him. Johnson with the defensive effort. And there's the call on Howard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Compared to when you were playing, C-Web, how have the baseline skill requirements for the 4s and the 5s, the power forwards and the centers, changed, do you think, the most?
The ability to stretch the floor. There's a lot more emphasis on the mobility, especially at the defensive end. And I don't think you can have a player who is a specialist anymore in the game. I've played with some great defenders. The Ben Wallace's, the Davis boys there in Indiana. But those positions are no longer valued or needed anymore. You can no longer be a defensive player that can't score on the other end. You have to be a player in the NBA now with the total skill set. That means mobility, shooting, dribble, passing. All of those things have to be encompassed, or there's a way to make sure to highlight you with a mismatch and take you out of the game.
Good documentation. I like that.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bulls.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Dwight Howard.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
Inside. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.